Hey Scorpio, so I pulled a card for you. We have the Two of Water. And on the bottom, we have the Ten of Fire. And the messages we got are Dolphin, the Hood, Quiet Zone, the Breakfast Club, Healed, Spirit Doctor, Thunderstorm, and Roman. So immediately, obviously, there's like, looks like something romantic happening, something emotional, passionate. My favorite Two of Water card. Then we have this like intense passion and fire. Like this is the Ten of Fire. So like top of the passion. Yeah. Seems like something very, very passionate is like either happening or about to happen. Like that is like fully ignited. These little fishies are, you know, they've like found each other underwater. We have a dolphin here, so maybe it's like dolphin energy. You know, dolphin energy actually reminds me of like my partnership energy. It's like within the water, like meeting, finding your like emotional equal, your emotional mate. Which is interesting because I don't know if like dolphins are necessarily monogamous. I think some are. Finding your mate, like finding someone you can trust with this like beautiful emotional energy, and then the Ten of Fire, like that is just like straight up passion. Then we have the Quiet Zone, which like reminds me of like Too Loud, if you catch my drift, like highly passionate that you're like possibly disturbing like people around you. So maybe there's like a need to just be a little more aware of that here. And Healed, Spirit Doctor. So maybe this is like healing your spirit doctor, or it's healed it in a way. And Spirit Doctor is just simply like, yeah, like someone who's able to like understand how to heal the spirit, the soul with like more of like energy medicine and like even herbs. Like I guess it depends on like which culture you're a part of, like what the Spirit Doctor represents to you. But it could just like simply mean like an energy worker, an herbalist, someone who uses like their more like spiritual gifts to heal people. Could even be like a tarot reader, like as simple as that. And you've healed it. You've healed that within you. You're healing someone with that. Someone's healed you with that. You're healing together. You're healing the doctors within each other. Because like that is like knowing who you are, the fire of who you are. Everything is lit up. He has this sun, like all the sun rays like coming out of his head. He's got the tools that he needs. Like he knows how to like purify, heal. Like, he is an alchemist. Reminds me of Solvay, a Coagula, saying that correctly. Being the Solvay to someone's Coagula, or being the Coagula to someone's Solvay. Like, that is that. It's fire and water. Literally, the Solvay to someone's Coagula, and someone being that for you. That is like a spirit doctor. That is alchemy in motion within a relationship. The hood. Well, we're talking about like passion and like obviously like sexuality here, so could mean like literally what it means within this. I'm not quite sure what I can say on YouTube, so I don't want to get like too if you know what I'm talking about. So okay, so the Breakfast Club. So the Breakfast Club, I haven't watched this movie in a long time, but I did come across a clip recently of the group therapy scene. So maybe this is like group therapy. So this could be like slightly triggering for some people, but like maybe you are like polyamorous and this is like helping with healing something, but I used to be polyamorous like most of my like adult life, but just recently, like within the last couple years, I had like a 360, 180, whatever you want to call it, into like hella like monogamous. And so polyamorous like stuff is very triggering for me still. It's and maybe that's the point right here. Maybe you are deeply monogamous and you've gone through a lot of pain within like relationships and sexuality. And you're wanting to move away from this like energy because there's thunderstorm right after this. Like maybe you're angry. Maybe that ignited some anger within you. Like I felt it, like just within me. It's deeply triggering for me. So maybe that's deeply triggering for you because this is like a mated pair. Someone who's found their emotional match, someone that you can trust emotionally, who you can invest emotionally in, who can care for you, and you know that they're going to be there for you. Like all of the seeds that you plant are going to blossom within them, through them. Like they're not just going to take it to someone else and like, you know, like I've experienced some things. I like, you know, I'm guessing so have you. And like just wanting that like divine counterpart, like this energy, this like this 2 of water energy with this 10 of fire. I think like we are all just like wanting something like that. But like this, like my definition of a divine counterpart is like balance between all 5 aspects within each other. Like where you're emotionally meeting each other, where you're mentally meeting each other. So emotionally, to me, that's like finding your soulmate, but also mentally finding your partner. And that to me is like an Anamkara. And then also meeting your twin flame, which is the fire energy, your fire mate. And then also meeting your kind of like earth, you could say even like your earth angel, like this person who can heal you, who can like, who knows how to bring you the resources that you need. Like think of even like a bird, you know, a nesting pair where like it reminds me of like that bird that burrows into that side of a tree or a log, and she's literally dependent on her partner to bring her food. She can't get out. She makes like a hole this big. She covers it with mud, and it's basically like protecting her and her young. And she is completely reliant at that stage on her partner bringing her food. That kind of like a commitment and respect and integrity and reliance of resources. That's the earth energy. And then also with the fifth energy, your etheric energy, like your signs, like your guidance on your partner, like obeying, like asking for guidance, like your spiritual guidance, and allowing that guidance to show you the way. So having all five of these aspects, like balance, like signs and synchronicities with that, but all five of these like balanced within each other, that's what it just like, that's what it feels like it's just like needing that. Potentially maybe you found it, and congratulations to you if you found that. The hood could simply mean like an area, like the actual like projects, or whatever like that represents to you. Could literally represent like taking the hood off, revealing yourself, someone revealing themselves. Or it could mean like the actual like sexual version, like the hood being significant or important in some way. The Breakfast Club is about detention too. Maybe having like people that you can rely on. People that you can rely on, and you know that they're not going to be like trying to like woo your partner behind the scenes, or like those fiery glances, you know what I mean? Like people who respect you, your partnership. Who you're not having to just like wait for these inevitable thunderstorms or fear. Like it literally looks like a partnership that you can trust, and finding that. Or if you found that, because we have quiet zone here, which almost sounds like an active energy, like an active couple. Or maybe that's just like what you want. You want it to be like that powerful. Because dolphin is literally my sacred, like in my book, which is like how obviously I'm giving the message through. It is like that sacred, like finding your water mate, your soulmate, the one that can meet you in the water. And maybe even like finding that within like friendships, who can respect this energy within you two, who can have like, even like having friendships who you have like this like emotional platonic love with, who can respect your emotional romantic love with your partner, and it doesn't harm that, and it's not trying to harm it. It's balanced. It knows what it is. It knows who they are. We have Roman, like, which is interesting. Like, so I know a Scorpio who, when we were a lot younger, she was dating this guy Roman. So it's interesting this came through in the Scorpio reading. She doesn't know about this channel, so but it just reminds me of like an old energy from the past Could literally mean someone from the past. Or Roman. Rome could be significant. You know, I also did like this regress, I think it's called regression. It was a long time ago. It was maybe like probably 10 years ago at this point, where I did like this regression kind of like visual thing. And I went back to the times of the Roman Empire. And it was the most emotional thing I've ever experienced. And it was about partnership. It was about, I had a wife, and but I was a man, and I was like part of the Roman guard. I was in some kind of like position of authority, and I spoke against the empire. And like there were issues going on, something was going on, and I spoke against the empire. And obviously I was someone supposed to be like protecting that empire, but I believed like even think of Nero, you know, like speaking against like that kind of governance, or like something happening. Anyways, I spoke out against it, and I was like almost impulsively speaking out because it was my truth. But I didn't realize it was threatening my relationship with my new partner. And it felt like we were just starting our life. We were just building a life. Like either we were newly married, or we had a new life. We had everything going for us. We were like right there about to create an entire life. And I loved her, and I remember this so intensely. And I remember the other Roman guards like pulled me aside and said that I was going to be executed because I was speaking out against the empire. It was I just remember like seeing everything like flash before my eyes, and I was in a courtyard, and I was going to be executed soon, like in like 10 or 20 minutes, and my wife came into the courtyard. And I just remember her being in like this blue like robe kind of dress, and I remember thinking that's my favorite dress and I love her in that. And it just hit me that I just sacrificed our entire life together. I not only like sacrificed everything like because I couldn't keep my mouth shut, and I just like impulsively spoke against something greater than me that had more authority and control over me. And I sacrificed our life together. I sacrificed her dreams. I sacrificed my dreams, our love. It literally felt like this energy right here. Like, and so she came in, and it was like silent. And I just remember she just like held my hand, and I was so disappointed in myself. I was so disappointed because I knew what it cost. And I remember she was just like quiet and just like standing there present with me, like, or sitting there. And I was like crying. I started to cry. And then I was executed. You know, we shared like a moment. I can't even remember what was said. It was like, but I felt like she was being very strong for me, but she was also like in deep pain. Like I literally sacrificed this. And so wow. So maybe this is someone from the past. Maybe like you went through something really intense with someone, and maybe you still love them. Or maybe Rome or Roman or this story in some way has some kind of importance to your story. Healed spirit doctor. Maybe you're healing this in some way. Also, the hood reminds me of that scene from The Knight's Tale where he loves the princess, I believe. He falls for her. And they have like this whole like back and forth romance. But he was like having to be someone else because he was trying to change his stars. Like he was trying to evolve and become something more than his station in life. And so the princess realizes who he is, but she loves him. And he's like, but where will we live? Like, if I run now, where will we live? And he says something like, you know, all I have is my father's like home. I forgot what he called it, you know, and the pigs, they come in the winter, and like, and clearly she's been used to a life of a princess. And she's like, yes, we'll live with the pigs. Like, you know, like that's like what love means, like when you love someone. But it was his stubbornness which paid out in the end. But take with this what you will. Like, obviously that's not going to be something everyone can do, but he was stubborn and he was like, no, I'm going to change my stars. And in the end he did. And he got the girl. So, and he was recognized as a knight. Like, his station, literally, he changed his stars. Okay, Scorpio, I'm gonna leave this here. Beautiful reading. I hope you found what you needed. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, and I will see you later. Bye.